Good morning. Before we open the meeting, let's take care of a couple of housekeeping items. If there's anyone here who wishes to address the trust, if you would go outside to the hallway and sign up when that item is heard or when it's appropriate for you to speak, we will call on you. And then if you have a cell phone, if you would silence those, we'd appreciate it. With that housekeeping out of the way, it's time to call to order the December 20th meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the November 15th, 2018 Oklahoma City Airport Trust.
Approval.
We have a motion to approve. A second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes. And it is approved. Next on the agenda, we have a special item. We have a guest with us today, Mr. Jim Couch, our previous, well, as of January 2nd, I guess, the previous city manager and his successor, Craig Freeman. Craig, nice to have you with us. We have some business to attend to, so if I could come down here. And Jim, if you would come forward, please, sir.
We appreciate you shaving and dressing up and coming down to City Hall today.
Always appreciated. Mr. Couch, it's our desire to present to you a proclamation on your last meeting of the Airport Trust. And so with that, if Francis, you would read it for us, please.
Resolution of appreciation. Whereas James D. Couch has served the citizens of Oklahoma City as a public employee since 1987, a total of 31 years. Upon his appointment as city manager in November 2000, he assumed the duties as a trustee for the Oklahoma City Airport Trust and has served the trust for the last 18 years. Whereas James D. Couch's foresight and guidance has been instrumental in the development and growth of the city's 3 airports, Wiley Post Airport and Clarence C. Page Airport, General Aviation Airports, and Will Rogers World Airport, the city's commercial passenger service airport. Whereas when the growth of air travel became uncertain due to the attacks of September 11, 2001, James Couch, along with the other trustees, demonstrated a show of faith in Oklahoma City's growth by pushing forward with the terminal expansion and renovation project at Will Rogers World Airport that resulted in an impressive gateway to our city, which proved to be a catalyst for growth at the airport. Whereas over the next 17 years, James Couch's leadership was key in supporting the planning, construction, and completion of numerous other projects ranging from parking expansions, a state-of-the-art firefighting facility, numerous airfield projects, and a consolidated rental car center, all of which have improved tenant operations and the traveler experience. Whereas Jim Couch's support for attracting and marketing air service for the community has resulted in the addition of 4 new airlines and 14 nonstop destinations, stimulating growth in Oklahoma City's passenger traffic. Whereas in 2017, Will Rogers World Airport experienced a record number of passengers, and in 2018 is on track to surpass that record. This growth in passenger traffic and air service has necessitated another expansion phase of the terminal building. Whereas City Manager Trustee Couch has facilitated moving this next phase of expansion forward, and when completed will result in a facility that continues to further enhance the traveler and visitor experience. As City Manager, he had a significant role in realizing a vision of improving, growing, and elevating Oklahoma City. And that role has extended to Will Rogers World Airport in the planning and development of Lariat Landing, 1,000 acres of land on airport property designated for business development. Whereas James Couch's support for new roadways and infrastructure in the area has resulted in the Lariat Landing experiencing growth, reflected in the addition of SkyWest Airlines, Amazon, and FedEx. Now therefore be it resolved by the trustees of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust that they do hereby express their sincere appreciation to James D. Couch for his 18 years of service and dedication to the Oklahoma City Airport Trust and extend best wishes to him for continued success and happiness.
And we need action, do we not, Francis, on this? So I'll take a motion in a second. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes. And let's hear it for Jim Couch.
You know, I've really enjoyed being on the Airport Trust for these many years, and it was really a trying time in 01. Mayor Humphreys was mayor at that point in time, and we'd taken the bids, or were about to take the bids, on the terminal expansion, last terminal expansion at the time of 9/11. We didn't know what to do. We had the bids were only going to be so good. The economy was in a state of flux at that point in time. If you recall, there were a lot of things going on, and we didn't know what was going to go on with the security situation. And we went ahead and went forward with it, and it's turned out well for us ever since. And I'm really excited about the new terminal expansion that's going on out there. Now it's going to be it is a fabulous facility. It's even going to be more fabulous as we go forward. What an easy facility to fly in and out of. It's so great. And how we've, as staff, have you gotten together and been able to increase the number of flights, it's really served the citizens of our community well. But it's just not about the terminal and commercial service. It's all the land that we have. And the FAA and the general aviation at Clarence Page and at Wiley Post. Wiley Post is a fabulous GA airport. And all the land we've gotten able to leverage that for economic development opportunities and aviation maintenance facilities that we've got, and other thoughts and dreams going forward with it. So we've got some great assets, and I think overall we've been very, very good stewards of those assets, which has made improve the quality of life for our citizens, not only from a great facility flying in and out of, or a great facility for general aviation, but also as an economic tool to bring more jobs to Oklahoma City. So thank you to Mark and the trustees for their role in all this. But gosh, thanks to the staff, because you've done a fabulous job over the years. I've enjoyed working with you, and thank you so much.
Any comments from any of the trustees?
I do have a couple of comments. Jim, it's just astounding to me to think that your 31 years of service is just almost 1 out of 4 years in the history of our city. Yeah. Well, and your tenure as manager, by far the longest serving city manager in history, a difficult job. And you've, as I said the other day, you've made it appear to be easy, even though we all know it's not. But is about 15%, almost 15% of the entire history of our city. And I know you take a lot of pride as you drive around town and see what's happened. It's a fundamentally different city than it was when you came in 1987, when we were still at the depths of the oil bust. You've left your handprint, your fingerprints on our city, and that'll last for a long time, and I just thank you.
Any other comments?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Exercise Director's prerogative here. Mr. Couch, thank you so much for all the years of support. At the departmental level, we can't have our success without the support of the city manager's office and all the assistant city managers, so thank you very much.
Any other comments? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Couch. God bless you and your family as you go into retirement, and I know you'll still be active in supporting your city here, and we look forward to seeing you around town. Let's say one more hand for... All right, next up is the director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And speaking of air service, I want to report another good month with our boarding passengers. November of this year was 9% higher than November of 2017. Also, for the 11 months of this year, we're 11% higher than the same time last year. And finally, through November of this year, we have already broken our calendar year record that we had last year's, and we still have December to go with even more air service to start, and all the charters going out at the end of the month, so another great year.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Will Rogers World Airport.
Request approval for item A, which is the final acceptance of the roof project at 3631 Southwest 54th Street with Oklahoma Roofing and Sheet Metal. Item B is approving the contract for professional services with Kimley Horn and Associates for the West Terminal Multi-Use Parking Lots project for $320,300. Item C is approving the contract for professional services with the Small Group, LLC. This is to replace the Hangar 8 heating system at Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center, $116,027.18. D is to approve amendment number 2 to the contract with ResTech for our Garage A repairs and waterproofing project, increased $12,333.20. Item E is approving amendment 2 to the contract for professional services with ADG. This is for the terminal building upper level deck structural repairs project, an increase of $42,000. This is retroactive to December 5th. Item F is approved change order number 3 to the contract with Wildcat Construction Company Incorporated for the rehabilitation and repairs of the upper level bridge deck, increased $267,026.49. G is approving change order number 1 to the contract with Midwest Wrecking Company. This is for the demolition of the former rental car service center facilities, an increase of $5,120. H is exercising the option to renew our services agreement with Heath Consultants Incorporated. They assist us in our natural gas distribution compliance duties at the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center, estimated amount of $5,000. I is adopting the joint resolution between the Trust and the City of Oklahoma City, revising the Trust miscellaneous fee and rental schedule. Item J is adopting the resolution ratifying addendum number 1 to the request for proposals for the airport food, beverage, and retail concessions consulting services, and authorizing and directing staff to negotiate a contract with Air Projects Incorporated. K is adopting the resolution authorizing construction materials testing and associated with the terminal renovation and expansion phase 3 project with Standard Testing and Engineering Company Incorporated for an estimated amount of $147,154. L is adopting the resolution authorizing the repairs of 2 York chillers from Jackson Boiler and Tank Company, utilizing a city contract, estimated amount $49,998. And last, M is to approve change order number 2 to the contract with Diversified Construction for our garage wayfinding project, increase of $18,512.29. That's all.
You've heard the items under Will Rogers. What are the desires of the trustees?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And is approved. General.
Item A is to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, the construction project status report, and the budget to actual report. Item B is to receive the Oklahoma City Department of Airports Comprehensive Annual Financial Report for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2018. Item C is approving amendment number 2 to the contract with Freeze and Nichols Incorporated for general environmental consulting services. Item D is approving the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program and overall goal setting for fiscal years 2018 through 2020. And last, item E is to approve the Airport Concession Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program for years FY 2019 through FY 2021. Those are all the items under general.
You've heard the items under general to receive and to approve. What are the desires of the trustees?
Move approval.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Please cast your votes. And it is so ordered. Next item, leases and other agreements.
Item A is to approve the farmlands lease agreement with Roy and Janice Nuttall. They lease 1.6 acres of land at Wiley Post Airport. This is effective January 1, 2019. Item B is approving amendment number 2 to the management contract we have with First Transit Incorporated, revising their annual budget. They provide shuttle bus operations for the consolidated rental car facility. It's an increase of $112,581.28. Item C is approving supplement number 2 to the farm lease agreement with Alley Resource Group, exercising the 2-year renewal period to lease land at Will Rogers World Airport for the production of honey. Item D is approve several lease agreements for individuals that have hangar sites at Clarence E. Page Airport for the storage of privately owned aircraft. There are 8 of those. request approval for the leases and other agreements.
You've heard the request for leases and other agreements. What's the desires of the trustees? We have a motion to approve. Second. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And it is so approved. Next up.
Request approval of the requisitions, Mr. Chairman.
Move approval.
We have a motion and a second to request the requisitions, approve the requisitions. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And it is so done. Next up, comments from trustees. Seeing none, comments from staff. Again, seeing none, any citizen wishing to be heard. Seeing none, may you have a Merry Christmas, a God bless New Year. We are adjourned.